Hello everyone, I am going to explain about balance of payment, importance and disadvantages, statistics by Sharath Hegde. Advantages of balance of payment to international businessmen and bankers. The study of balance of payment has become a matter to great interest to all concerned. It has been said that balance of payment is just like a financial statement of a bank or a business that reveals the financial conditions of the country. The document is important, that is considered as an economic barometer of a country's health. It can furnish the key to an understanding of a country's economic problems. Other use of balance of payment are as follows. First point, it is a great value in forecasting and evaluating business and economic conditions. It becomes as a basic for the study of economic and business conditions of the country. Second point, balance of payment can also serve as a basic to evaluate a country's solvency. It has to determine the opportunities of the exchange value of its currency. Third point, it also reveals the nature, size, composition and direction of a country's international trade. Trade of visible and invisible items which form part of a balance of payment. A close study of will give an idea of a country's industrial production and its internal and external demands. Fourth point, it clarifies the foreign exchange position of the country. This can be used as a basis for businessmen and selection market for their product. Fifth point, it also has to decide the trade, industrial and economic policies of the government. If balance of payment is favorable, the government will take a liberal view of imports. Otherwise, different types of restriction, tariff and non-tariff measures will be imposed as a corrective measures. It will naturally affected by international trade. Let's start the limitations of balance of payment. First point, coverage of transaction. Central banks, governments and other authorities. Balance of payment account should make a clear distinction between the market-induced transaction and accommodating transaction undertaken by the central banks and government. Second point, international institutions. International institutions are not residents of any specific country, but their activities generated huge volumes of their country transaction and their offices have to be located somewhere. Third point, illegal transaction. Illegal transaction like a smuggling and transfer of funds through illegal channels also poses their own problems. Such transactions do not find a place in the official balance of payment account. Second point, classification of items for revealing their accounting and economic significance. External transaction of a country should be aggregated into categories which the authorities consider appropriate and relevant. However, there is no classification which can be rated as an ideal one for all countries and for all times. Third point, agreement and their implementation. There is a time gap between a legal agreement which governs the international flow of goods, service and capital funds and their actual implementation of this agreement. Consequently, a sizable portion of external transaction of a country are spread over 2 or more balance of time intervals. Fourth point, valuation. External transaction of a country cannot be aggregated into physical units. They have to convert it into monetary equivalents. External transaction of a country involves conversion of values from one currency into another. Thank you.